All right, and we're recording. What's up, guys? All right, what's happening, guys? My name is Chris Burrell. I am a photographer based out of Kansas City, Missouri. And today we're gonna be talking about a few important things that you need to know if you wanna get into sports photography. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So tip number one is be aware of your background. So before you even take a photo, what you wanna make sure is that your background is clean and free of any advertisement or anything that's really gonna distract from the image. You wanna make sure the focus is on your player or referee or whoever really the picture is about, even if it's about, let's say, a soccer ball. Let's talk about a couple rules of thumb for your settings when you go to shoot sports. You always wanna make sure, and this is just a general, very general photography rule, you always wanna make sure your ISO is as low as possible. When you keep your ISO low, that allows you to keep grain out of your image. That makes sure your image is sharp. Moving on to aperture in your settings. Typically when I'm shooting sports photography, I like to keep my aperture wide open. So I like to keep that number as low as possible. And when you keep your aperture pretty low, that really pulls your player or your subject away from the background. And so there's less distractions in the background, whether it's an ad, whether it's other players, and it really allows the subject of your image to stand out.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Oh, fuck. Shit. Oh, did you get that?
And this is the next setting we're gonna move on to, shutter speed. When you are shooting a sports event, it's really important that you keep your shutter speed as high as possible because people are moving fast, people are doing all kinds of actions, you know, their limbs are flailing around, and you want those to be tack sharp. You don't want them to be blurry, unless of course you're going for some artistic kind of photo, which is cool, but sometimes hard to pull off. So you wanna make sure your shutter speed is as high as possible. And so typically a good rule of thumb, I like to keep my shutter speed when I am shooting a sports match or event above 800 at the minimum. You need to be aware of your settings, make sure ISO is low, shutter is high, aperture is as open as possible. Make sure you know your sport and make sure you understand where your focus points are at so that you can be incredibly confident going into your match and you don't have to worry about these things on the day because it's never fun to worry about these things on the day. Worry about them before. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you find it helpful. Let me know if you do, because I always love to hear feedback and I always love to know that these videos that I'm making are helpful because that's what I want them to be. So thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more. Like this video, it helps me out a lot. And I will see you next time. Peace.